What is going on, everybody? It is I, the franchise, here with another installment of Wrestle Talk with the franchise. The world of the WWE has been shaken to its core. And I say that because the WWE suffered a major blow. Or did they? Now, for most people, you probably are aware of the recent news that Rhea Ripley, I believe it was on Monday, that they announced that Rhea Ripley sustained an injury and has to vacate her WWE Women's World Title. This Monday, there is going to be a battle royal to determine the new world's champion, the new women's world champion. I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. There was some releases that happened yesterday. I'm recording this on Saturday. As you guys know, last episode I told you guys that I would be probably recording something earlier than Sunday because of, there's some obligations that I have to deal with on Sunday, so I would not be able to record. So I took it upon, I decided to just do something today on Saturday. Still going to be released on Monday, but just wanted to drop something because, with Rhea dropping the belt, and then yesterday we got news of, I believe it was 5 releases. The two most notable ones is Jinder Mahal and Xia Li. We do know that Indus was also released as well, and Xia Quinn was also released. You guys know how I feel about Jinder Mahal, but I will read to you what the Ace said to me when I messaged him and told him about Jinder Mahal being released. He said, and I quote, As this hits the Ace's desk, he will like no questions at this time, as the Ace will like privacy during this trying time in wrestling. The modern day Maharaja. Shaking my head. So we may or may not get something from the Ace in regards to Jinder Mahal being released. All jokes aside, though, Jinder Mahal is he is a talent. Someone that obviously could get natural heat. I will call him a heat seeker. He's someone that could garner all that heat and hatred and disdain. We remember when he won the WWE title and how everyone and their mother was like, huh? Like, what? How? What? Why? And he took us, he was on a roll as WWE champion. I will give him his credit for that. But obviously, since his run as WWE champion, it kind of fell to the wayside, and then he became a manager, but he could still go in the ring. He put on a decent match against Seth Rollins for the WWE World Title. But I can see a lot of jokes. There's a lot of running jokes saying that he is going to go to AEW and job out to Hook in a dream match. I don't see that happening. I see Jinder Mahal going somewhere to like Impact. I can see him landing at Impact Wrestling and working with them, probably aligning himself with Ali or feud with Ali. So that's that. Xia Li, I was a little hurt by Xia Li getting released, but that's just because I think she was untapped talent. You know, I really think that they didn't know what to do with her, because if you look at the landscape of the WWE, you look at, you know, they had Asuka. Well, they have Asuka. They have Kairi Sane. They have Io. They didn't really know where Xia fit in that whole conglomerate of the Asian people. I know when she was in NXT though, she was great at NXT. Her last go around before they transitioned to the NXT now. But I mean, apparently there's going to be more cuts happening. You never want to see people get released. I know there have been times on this here show when me and the Ace had addressed cuts. I mean, I remember being gone, and I was in Puerto Rico at the time when Bray Wyatt got cut, and I lost my shit in Puerto Rico when I got that news of Bray Wyatt being cut. I believe that was the same time that Karrion Kross got cut as well. So you never want to see those, you know, you never want to hear about people being released from their contract or just being released, period. Regardless on how you feel about that person. So that broke yesterday. But let's dive into, I don't think I'm going to take much time. I really don't. I don't think that this is going to be pushing 45 minutes. I don't see it eclipsing 45 minutes. Okay, so let's dive right into this. Let's dive right into the big news of the week, which was Rhea Ripley having to vacate the women's world title. When I first heard this, one of my he pretty much gives me information that I may already know or I've seen it and I haven't really addressed it. But, you know, shout out to Jalil. He had hit me up on the Royal Club Instagram page and showed that Rhea Ripley had to vacate the title. And I seen that before I actually went to my feed, and that was the main thing that was hitting my feed was Rhea Ripley injured. Rhea Ripley has to take some time off, all this stuff, and I'm like, nah, this can't happen. You're lying. And then I turned around and I looked at what it was going on, and I seen them say it was potentially the Liv Morgan attack. And when I started seeing that, I started to think to myself, this isn't real. Like, I don't believe that Rhea is legitimately hurt. I think that she probably I think they're writing her off. Maybe she has some stuff that she has to do. Maybe what this is this could be a way of getting her in a baby face, even though I am a person who believes that Rhea is a tweener. She could do both. But I can see a situation, and you seen it on Raw, you know, when she dropped the title and she said, you know, whoever gets this title, I'm coming back for it, but also said, I'm gunning for Liv Morgan. Like, I'm going to rip her to shreds. And then Liv comes out and she's, you know, teasing and all this. it made me think that this is what's going to happen. It made me think that this is just, she's going to be, she's going to be off TV for some time. She's going to come back as a super baby face, even though I don't want to see her as that, and go after Liv. I think Liv may win the women's world title in this battle royal. And we can probably start to see either a character change in Liv, because the fans attacked her. The fans booed the hell out of Liv Morgan for this injury. And Liv kind of just sat there and was like, yeah, I did it. I'm on my revenge tour. This is not the last of it, though, because I won't stop until I am the women's world champion. So they will be having a battle royal this Monday. I'm going with Liv Morgan to win it. I don't like the angle that they're going with this. As I've said before, I think that Liv should be the one to dethrone Rhea Ripley. Rhea was really big on Liv Morgan, if you caught any interviews that she did in the past. And she even teased that Liv should be in the Judgment Day. I seen a picture floating around. It's a Photoshop picture, but it's a graph of Liv Morgan in Judgment Day. I don't see that happening, but I won't be surprised if Liv is the women's world champion. I believe they're in Columbus, Ohio this Monday on Raw. There's a lot of speculation that we may see the return of Alexa Bliss, which I will be very excited to see her come back, but only if she comes back and is a part of what many are deeming the return or debut. Well, I won't say debut because he was there before. Uncle Howdy. I haven't talked about the Bray Wyatt becoming immortal documentary that came out the week of WrestleMania. Very emotional. Very, very emotional. The last maybe 20 minutes, 30 to 20 minutes, when they detailed the day he passed away. And to hear JoJo recount this, to hear Bo, his mom, his dad, his sister, Braun Strowman, Bray's first wife. I believe they got married. But the mother of his first pair of kids. And to just hear that, it really got me. But my overall take on the Bray Wyatt becoming immortal was Bray Wyatt literally was a genius, a man who was a student of this business. He knew his character, and he knew the vision, and he did not want to, he didn't want to change what that character was. And the one thing that I would say, and I was watching it and I couldn't help but to just sit there and say, like, this goes to show you how, in a sense, Vince was out of touch. I'm noticing more that Bruce Pritchard, and I know a few wrestling podcasts that will probably disagree with me, but I think Bruce knew what the Bray Wyatt character was. I think Bruce knew what Bray Wyatt wanted to do, what Wyndham wanted to do with the Bray Wyatt character. And I think other parties, Vince, didn't want to see it this way. They didn't want to see it the way Bray seen it. Let's do it this way. And for Bray, I think it became a battle with him because he was like, yo, I don't like, I see this character this, like, in this form. And when he came back and what he was about to endure, what he was about to do was incredible. Like the mind that he had and how he incorporated Bo into this. And everybody was trying to figure out who Uncle Howdy was. And I think me and the Ace was maybe the ones that consistently kept saying, Uncle Howdy is Bo. Like, that's Bo Dallas. There's no doubt in my mind it's Bo. And to see and to know that that's what happened, and to see the Easter egg, the tease that was done at the end of the documentary, and now you're starting to see similar to what happened with the return of Bray when they were playing the White Rabbit. They're playing this song now in the arenas during commercial breaks, and I don't have the song.
Shadows creep into my mind.
Oh my God, so it's smoking.
Uncle Howdy! I do not know if I shall rise.
Look at all the fireflies.
But it's a song that, it's not White Rabbit, obviously, but it's in the same realm. We're seeing the QR codes come up, and if you scan the QR code, it gives you these hints of, like it did with the White Rabbit, like it did with Bray. And we are going to get Bo Dallas returning. We are going to get Uncle Howdy, and we are going to get the Wyatt Six. I really, truly believe the Wyatt Six is going to emerge within the WWE. I think it's going to include Alexa Bliss. Eric Rowan is rumored to be coming back. Braun Strowman is waiting for the doctors to give him the okay. I know people are talking about Joe Gacy probably being a part of the Wyatt Six. If it was me, I would put Liv Morgan in there. Have Liv and Alexa be in there. You got Bo. We know Bo is dating Liv. Incorporate this because we want to see a different side of Liv. And the perfect thing you can do is, and this is a stretch, but what happens if we keep the Judgment Day intact, right? Keep the Judgment Day intact. And you get the Judgment Day feuding with the Wyatt Six, but it's mainly involving Rhea and Liv. Okay? And then we could probably see the Demon Finn against Uncle Howdy. This is all me thinking right now in real time off the top of my head. Real time, I'm thinking off the top of my head. I have no notes for this episode because I just, it was a spur of the moment. Like, okay, do I have time? Can I do it right now? Let me go do it. I'm here. Here it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing the return of Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. I want to see the legacy of Bray Wyatt continue. if you did pay attention to the document, if you did watch the documentary, you knew the last thing that him and his friend, his best friend, did was they created the new Fiend mask, which was incredible because you had the Fiend in the front, and then on the back you had another mask, but the mask was more of like beauty, and it was sculpted in as JoJo's face. The little small details in Bray's outfit, the pants had his kids' names in different styles. The mask had 12 on one side and Roman numerals. Had 12 on one side, 6 on the other side. That was the date that JoJo and Bray was going to get married. It was the little details that Bray did to pay homage to the things that he loved. And I, for one, miss that man more than anything else. By far, I know people, I will say the Bray Wyatt character to me was second to The Undertaker as far as the greatest character in WWE history. And that's something else I believed. I believed, and this is why Vince McMahon wanted to stunt, and this is me saying this, the reason Vince McMahon wanted to stunt Bray Wyatt's growth and not see Bray eclipse and do what he wanted to do was because he did not want not one person to ever get close to being as great, or people will say is greater than the character of The Undertaker. That's my humble opinion. That is my honest to God opinion. I think what Bray was trying to do, Bray would have eclipsed The Undertaker as far as darkness, as far as being the phenom, or anything, but I think he would have did it in his own way, and that's what made him special. That's what made a lot of people gravitate towards Bray Wyatt, was because he was special. Bray had the world in his hands. The man sat there, WrestleMania 30, literally, the arena was lit with cell phone flashlights, lit. The fireflies, lit. Bray Wyatt, and The Rock said it at the WrestleMania in Dallas when he beat Rowan in like 5 seconds. But he said, listen, you have the power. Look at what you have the power. You have everybody in this arena, in this stadium. You have them in the palm of your hand. Rock knew how big and how powerful Bray Wyatt was. Undertaker knew that, which is why he whispered what he whispered in Bray Wyatt's ear. And whatever that was, and Undertaker said that was his moment of passing the torch to Bray Wyatt. That was that moment right there. We will never know what was said, because Undertaker said that is between me and him. And even now, with Bray being gone, he still won't tell the world what he said, because he said that's between me and Bray. That was a moment that me and Bray shared. So that's how I feel about, this whole thing with Rhea. If Rhea is legitimately hurt, I wish nothing but a speedy recovery for Rhea. She will be missed. It will be interesting to see how Judgment Day moves now without her being there. You're starting to see that there may be some, now that Rhea's gone, there may be some dents in the armor, because we know that it's Jey Uso versus Damian Priest at Backlash. I know last week I was referring to it as WrestleMania Backlash, but that's because for the past couple years, they've referred to it as WrestleMania Backlash. So I my mind has went to WrestleMania Backlash, but it's no longer. It's just Backlash. I know that is one of the matches that's going to happen, and I know after Monday or during Monday's show, Priest had kind of looked at Finn and looked at JD and Dom like, what are y'all doing? And I think what it is if you remember when Priest won the title, if you listen to any interview that he did since he won the title, he's talked about the legacy that Seth Rollins left with that title. This is the workhorse title. This is, I want to continue to carry the tradition that Seth Rollins had with this belt. And you could tell that Priest is starting to, I won't be surprised if Judgment Day turns on Damian. And then you have when Rhea comes back, Rhea's like, what happened? Why did we do this? This is not what we wanted to do. I can see something like that happening. But we do know that at Backlash, we are getting Jey Uso versus Damian Priest for the WWE World title. We also know it is official that at Backlash, we are getting Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed WWE title against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Now, last week, y'all heard me speak on the shoes that Cody Rhodes has to fill. Those are some big shoes. And people are already speculating and talking about Cody is not able to do it. Now, I'm gonna give it some time. I'm gonna give it to, I'll say, to Money in the Bank and see how this momentum is going with Cody. Obviously, right now, Cody is in a position where he's trying to figure it out. But we got to understand that it's going to take a while for fans to get accustomed to seeing Cody as champ and no longer seeing Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is going to be out for a significant amount of time. I believe Keke Palmer just posted this week a photo with Roman Reigns. Apparently he's starring, or he's in a movie. Keanu Reeves is in there. It's like a heist movie. So he's in there. Roman Reigns is starring or has a role in this movie. I don't know if he's starring in a movie, but he has a role in the movie. So with that, I also stated that, if you remember, I stated how there seemed to be a difference in the announcing for for Cody Rhodes, in comparison to Roman Reigns. When they acknowledged him, Roman, it was the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. And now it's just the undisputed WWE Champion. So, is this the end, as I've seen on Twitter? Is this the end, or did they officially end the Universal title? I am actually about to go on Fanatic. Okay, and the reason why I'm going to Fanatic is because I'm going to look at their titles, because I'm curious to see. So, as I am looking at the titles now, it shows it's a pre-order. It is a pre-order. I'm very curious on this. And this is in real time, folks, so let's look at this. Let's look at this, okay. So right now there's a pre-order for the undisputed WWE Universal title, but it's a pre-order. Now, why is that interesting? Because if I hate that they have these team belts. It just I do not see the Universal Heavyweight title. So, if you look at and I'll put it right here, the undisputed WWE Universal title says just undisputed champion. I believe that when Roman Reigns had that belt, and I'm looking at it now. It has Roman Reigns. It's not going to show me, because that's just when he was presented the title. WrestleMania. It's not showing me either. I'm trying to find the picture, a good picture of Roman Reigns. There we go. Oh, no. The title that Roman had indeed just said undisputed champion. It did not say universal. So, okay, so I see what they did. The undisputed, the universal title era is over officially, because they now just refer to Cody as undisputed champion, which is going to be kind of interesting because it's just going to be interesting. It is. But they did reveal new tag team titles. If you follow us on Instagram, I did react to it in real time I reacted to the Raw tag team titles, the WWE World tag team titles. And I was wondering what they were going to do for SmackDown, like however they were going to word it as, but they just did it as WWE tag team champions. And if you ask me, I will say that the WWE tag team titles I like those a little more than I like the world tag team titles. And I say that because, like, I'm looking at the WWE tag team titles, and it's like they pay homage to like the old, like this when Raw and SmackDown had their first separate tag teams, right? And you remember the SmackDown, I call it the world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. Those tag team belts look like it has that look to it. And a little homage to the old WWE tag team or WWF tag team titles. The world tag team titles, it's different. it's a different look. You know, there's a little hint of red in there, that like that dark red, damn near burgundy. It's a little more like it's I'm still going with the WWE ones, but the world ones are good too. They are good too. Listen, y'all might see me one day on here, and I may have the Undisputed Championship. I might have all the belts just surrounding me, because I'm a fan of these belts, like these new belts that they're creating, and I guarantee you, I'm hoping, and a lot of people are thinking that this is going to happen, that Cody's going to get a new belt. But I'm on Fanatic, and they have pre-orders for the Undisputed WWE title. It's pre-ordered. They're not available right now. So I don't think Cody's getting a new belt, but we'll see. We shall see. Before I wrap this up, I do want to talk about the Bloodline, because I cannot go an episode without talking about the Bloodline. So let's talk about what's happening with this. I do think, as I said last week, I think we are going to get a true Bloodline civil war. Tama Tonga, I remember watching or listening to Busted Open and Bully Ray, because Tama Tonga is from Team 3D Academy. And he talked about one of the best things with Tama Tonga is his eyes, the intensity, the craziness in his eyes. And you seen that on Friday. Now, I was on the phone. She could tell you, when I seen Kevin Owens come flying out of the entrance, and that man was bleeding, I was locked in on that damn screen. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was looking at it, and I'm like, it looked like he had like, and they haven't showed it, but I'm like, he must have got like a mean gash in his head, because it just looked like it was like a mean cut. And he is just pouring. And it became interesting. And this is what I mean. Last week, when Tama Tonga debuted, he attacked Jimmy. On Monday, they got Jay's thoughts on it. And Jay was kind of like, man, like, I told him, and you could tell we're going to get the Usos back together. Now, I know that Chad Gable turned on Sammy, and we were probably going to see Chad versus Sammy at Backlash. And it looks though as if Chad Gable is going to form his own new version of Alpha Academy with the Creed brothers. I can see that happening. People are saying that this is this generation's Kurt Angle with Team Angle, which then makes me think what's going to happen with Otis and what's going to happen with Otis and Maxine and all of them. But I wonder if they're going to ask Sami Zayn about Kevin Owens. Because somebody was saying that we may get a War Games with the new Bloodline versus the old Bloodline. And you would then have Sami Zayn. Now, it'll be interesting because if you get Sami Zayn in there, then it's going to be like, what about Kevin Owens, right? Like, how does this work with Kevin? And somebody was like, well, what if Kevin Owens joins in. Be interesting, but But it is interesting to see what they're doing with this storyline. I do know that they said that even though Roman Reigns is going to is going to be out indefinitely, he still will have a substantial amount of control, creativeness on the story with the Bloodline. Before I do wrap this up, I do want to play you guys something because I seen this and I seen it today on TikTok, and I want to close with a thought, shall we? And I want to give this guy his credit. This guy's name is MJ Clark. He's on TikTok. It's MJ_Clark_speaks. And he has, I don't want to call it a theory, but he brings up a point that I didn't think of, but it does raise some attention. This is what he had to say.
Who is the actual tribal chief? Because I don't think it's The Rock. I don't think it's Solo Sikoa. And I don't even think it's Roman Reigns. You see, I sense a plot twist coming. Let's wind the clock back to Hell in a Cell several years ago, when Roman versed Jay for supremacy and title of the tribal chief. And when Roman won, he was bestowed upon him the sacred Ulafala, the lay of the chief, bestowed upon him by Afa and Sika, the wild Samoans. The lay of the chief, that beautiful red necklace that he wears, made from the seeds of the fruit of the pandanus tree, then dyed red for its vibrancy, the bloodline. Now, in the lore of the WWE, Roman won that 1-on-1, and he would continue to wear that throughout his biggest matches, throughout his reign, signifying that he was the one to beat, the guy to lead everybody. Now, also keep in mind, even though Roman Reigns had lost in a tag match with Solo Sikoa against the Usos last year, Roman was pinned, but he was not pinned 1-on-1. So one could argue his status as tribal chief would remain intact because of that very fact. Until, that is, Cody beat him 1-on-1 at WrestleMania 40. Now hold on, I know you think I'm going all tinfoil hat here, but I think we're in for a crazy plot twist. If you wanted some kind of crazy angle going into The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, what better psychotic angle than the battle of the real tribal chief? What if it turns out that Cody unwittingly became the tribal chief, gained the title of tribal chief by accident? By beating Roman at WrestleMania 40, he became the tribal chief, but he just didn't know it. Until we get to the Monday Night Raw after Mania, when The Rock handed Cody Rhodes something that we could not see. And I'm wondering if the thing he handed Cody was a piece of the Ulafala, the lay of the chief. Because if you remember, he told Cody that he was coming for Cody down the line. And I wonder if that means that he's coming for Cody down the line for supremacy and title of the tribal chief, just like Jay came after Roman. And what if, when The Rock said, "Don't you ever break my heart again," he was referring to the fact that Cody took back the match against Roman at Mania, stopping The Rock from taking Roman down to become the tribal chief. If you remember when The Rock came back at the beginning of the year, The Rock said, what if The Rock came back? What if The Rock decided he wanted to sit at the head of the table? He had already announced that he was facing Roman for the title of the tribal chief. And when Cody took back his spot at Mania, that all went up in smoke for The Rock. So what if that's what he meant by "don't you ever break my heart again"? That means that the stakes between Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania 40 had been higher than any of us ever realized the entire time. When Cody thought he was going for a championship, he not only won that championship, he unknowingly won the most important title of the Bloodline and the Anawahi Fatu and Maivia dynasty. So that leads me to wonder, does Cody now know he is in fact the real tribal chief, and he's just keeping it quiet and letting The Rock run things until The Rock gets back and they can settle it? And Solo and possibly Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga unwittingly don't realize that they actually are working for Cody, but Cody is just allowing them to take orders from The Rock. Now, I know this is also a bit of a stretch, but does that possibly mean that Cody already turned heel and we just don't know it yet? What if he is the actual person giving orders, but it's a secret and he's playing us all? What if the big plot twist is that Cody has already been the bad guy and he's just playing babyface for the crowd? Now, I know it sounds like I'm fantasy booking here, but when I look at all of the clues and I kind of open my eyes to them, the title of the tribal chief, nay, the title of the true tribal chief, may just be the greatest story Triple H has yet to tell.
Remember when they said, when Triple H had alluded to the next chapter in Roman Reigns' story is going to be bigger and it's going to be more than what we expect? Now, according, and I thought when he handed him that, it was that he handed, when Rock handed him whatever he handed him, Cody apparently, I don't know, I gotta go to see if this was actually said, but apparently Cody said that whatever it is that Rock gave him was something that Cody gave to Rock. If that's true, this kind of throws a curveball, and I was like, oh, so what, like, huh? But if it's not, that may be something that can, it's things like this, it's these conspiracies, it's these theories that make me go, And I can't wait to see what happens. I really can't. This is why I love where the WWE is right now. I cannot wait to see what happens moving forward with the WWE and this story. So that is it for this episode of Wrestle Talk with the Franchise. I know I said I was not going to be this long, but it happens. Let me know in the comments what you think of this episode. Give me your thoughts. Give me your feedback, whatever it is that y'all, want to let me know about. I haven't talked about WWE 2K24. I will probably talk about that next week if there's not much going on that is really worth talking about. But I will, if AEW pulls this move, I will talk about it. Dynasty is tomorrow. Could we see the very first in AEW's history, first African-American AEW champion was Swerve Strickland? I would love it. It would bring me joy. I will actually be happy for AEW, more so for Swerve. We'll have to wait and see. But till next time, I'm out. This is Franchise. Later.